Going to be, there's 5/8, you gotta visualize 5/8 seam allowance, and here's that center front notch. So you're gonna place the 5/8 behind there, and then take it down this way. Okay. Actually, it doesn't matter, just because what really matters is, could you pass me my lavender skirt? Yeah. Okay. When we put the fly guard in, you remember we have the underlap extension here. Okay. This is the same seam that's on this seam. Okay. So you see this extension? So basically when the designer or pattern maker makes this piece, it has to have 5/8 seam allowance in back of the zipper, and then when you sew it on, it's flush with the underlap extension. Isn't that pretty? It has a nice finish when you put it on. So basically with the fly guard, the waistband is flush both under lap as well as top lap. Okay. No fly guard, no zipper guard, so you have the extension. Okay, so when you make pants, you put this on to do that. Okay, at least show me 5/8 seam allowance. Okay, so we put that behind. Okay, and then eyeball a parallel line. Okay, because we're not looking at the seam allowances per se. Okay, now what I'm going to do, this is where I modify. I stitch right on top of my first, what you call zippers, underlap stitch. Okay. And I see it done now in the factory, so I don't feel so bad that I'm teaching you this, because I think it's much easier. Let me just tell you how the original is made. You're supposed to put this zipper on without this stitch. You have to lay it out this way and stitch it from the back. And then when you flip it over, there's no stitch, but it's holding. And then you put the fly zipper with the edge stitch on. But since that's so hard to do, because you have to sew blind, the best thing, I just put one stitch over the next, and it works. Okay, so that's my modification. But now I see it done in jeans and things like that, so I said, hey, I wasn't, sometimes you can improvise, and maybe production can be easier or faster. Okay, so since I see it being done too, I feel confident that, well, I don't have to make up things and then make you guys, do things that I make up. Teachers have a way of doing those things. Okay, so line up your width, and then you just stitch right over your edge stitch again. This time you can only go as far as the zipper can go. So, okay, that's the end of the zipper. So, okay, because if you go further, you might hit the zipper when you do that. I can't even zip the tab up, because when I zip the tab up, it'll close the lap, and that's it. Okay, let's see how carefully I can go, maybe further down. Okay, be careful though. Okay, if you can't pass this, you'll just stop. Okay, but I'm taking advantage of, even get the tab out of the way. I could run into a lot of trouble. Okay. Just go as far as you can go. Alrighty. So now my fly guard is attached. Make sure it's the bottom piece. This serge is down here, not up here, because the waistband is going to finish up that. You don't want any serging inside anything to make it bulkier. And this is where it needs to be finished. Okay, so now we have the fly guard in our zipper, like that. Then another thing I want you to do, we're going to have to tack this down. This is done, by pulling back the pant, and you see now the fly guard and the facing. We're going to do a bar tack right there, and I'm going to flip it over and catch whatever fly guard I have and tack it down there, because that flaps around, so you have to hold it down. Okay, now where's my regular foot? Okay, here we go. Okay, normally on women's clothing, a little bit more dressy, this is where you stop. But I'm going to just take it one more step. I'm going to do a bar tack on top of that. So after you tack down these ends, here, tack, then we're going to bar tack it. Okay? And you see that on jeans and more not spectator, but active wear clothing. Okay. But this tacking is very important, that the fly guard and the facing need to be tacked down. If you don't do that, it kind of rolls up into a ball over there, and kind of lumpy. Okay, so. Okay. Now, if you deviate from the amounts that you're putting in, you might not be able to catch all these parts, you know, the facings and the fly guard and stuff like that. So I would just say, if you could try to not deviate, makes a big difference, you know, 1/8, 1/4, and everything else, so that kind of thing. Okay, so now I've tacked it, so I could leave it like that, but I'm gonna now do a bar tack. Okay, the bar tack is gonna be 1/2 millimeter. Hey, did I run out of thread? Yeah. Oh,